What's up, everyone? It's your faves back at it again to mention it all again. I'm Casey.
And I'm Blake.
Yay.
And and this is Mention It All Again. I have to say, it literally makes me want to itch bowl every single time, like at the very end of the intro, collage, whatever, when Kyle goes, "Oh my god," and then it's Jiggy and it like ends so perfectly at the end of the song. It's like your editing, like your mind, the way that happened.
Thank you. I've actually gotten really good at I've gotten a lot better as I've edited with like timing things and like matching up certain stuff, and I was happy with that too. I am happy with like I like there to be certain things like when Portia's head nods on that one beat, like
Yes,
yeah.
that, and also I like the sleeper fave is when Heather takes her glasses off and like she shows her eye and everyone's like, you got
That clip is unreal.
you got
What
some good
happened?
good clips. And I also have to point out, just because the topic of our episode today being the Kim Rinna feud, is the fact that you only included one Beverly Hills clip in that because if I recall correctly, you said you don't like Beverly Hills.
It was
Um,
zero at first. It was zero Beverly Hills clips. And then I was like, all right, fine. Like I guess they can be included. Yeah, they're no secret, I guess, that they're not my favorites. And
but
like
is it
back in the olden days, it was better. That's why we're returning. That's why we're mentioning it all
right?
again. And yeah, as Blake said, we talked about it a little bit last ep, but if you weren't paying attention or if you didn't tune in, we are moving to the hills this week, focusing on Lisa Rinna for 2 episodes. Ep 1, her feud with Kim Richards. I picture it almost as like that show that came out this year, Love Story, like not Jackie Kennedy, John Kennedy and Carolyn Bessette. Like this is
Right.
feud, Lisa Rinna,
Ru-
Kim Richards, the Mia Pod. Like,
Wait,
and then next week is feud, Lisa Rinna, Yolanda Hadid.
one
By the
common
Mia Pod.
denominator. One common denominator in the two feuds. um, um, that's amazing, and I think we should pitch it to Ryan Murphy. Feud, and then we just go through every housewife feud, and we get sponsored, and we get to put it on Hulu, and it's just us talking about it, and you don't actually see the feud.
And then we can play some of the roles. Like I can be
Yes,
Wan and you can be the Count.
Bethany, the Count. Okay, I don't know why you made me a non-housewife character who's like never even on camera. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, why, of all
Yeah,
the
that was low-key
examples,
shady as hell.
I'm the Count. 1, 2, 3, bats.
I said you can get cast, but you're an extra at best.
I'm I'm on feud, Luann and Bethany, but I'm the Count.
Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying.
The Count, who's like, by the way, they're like long divorced by the time like Bethany and Luann's feud
They're
really
not
picks up.
even on the same podcast. Oh my god. Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
Okay.
That
Okay,
was,
sorry.
I'm
You
like
can play Bethany.
insulted,
You
but
can
it was
play
funny.
Bethany. Fine.
Feud.
But yeah, here we are for feud. Lisa Rinna versus Kim Richards. So we'll be taking you all through this little argument. It spans like multiple years,
This
multiple
argument.
seasons.
This one
But it
argument
almost
they had
seems really
once.
one argument. But anyways, before we begin, let's kind of go over the timeline of events, and then we can
Yes.
intro their initial moments. But most of their feud is in season 5 because this is when they're both full-time housewives. Kim is a friend slash guest on later seasons, so obviously they have less room for airtime. But in season 5, they kind of go through a progression of there's a game night where a lot happens. Then they go to Amsterdam.
Where a lot happens. I mean, everyone listening to this has to know what Amsterdam
Right.
is.
Like you probably already have a rough outline of this feud in your head because it's one of the best known and it's not that complex in terms of like the subject matter. We stay on pretty much one topic or two throughout. But yeah, they go back from Amsterdam, we do reunion. We skip up a season or two, season and a half ish, move to season 7 where oddly enough they have another game night.
Have y'all not learned your... This is the 3rd game night in Beverly Hills. So, like, in 7 seasons, they have 3. I mean, it could be more, but these are the 3 that I remember. And every single game night is, like, an iconic episode where some bullshit goes down. Like, stop. Also, I guess they do play games. Maybe I skipped that part of it.
They do.
I was gonna say, do they even play games? But yeah, they do. I just skipped it because
they do in both
whatever.
of these ones, actually.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, they got you there.
Stop. Hoisted by my own petard. I know.
Never
I know.
heard that sentence been uttered
Really?
in my entire life. No.
Have you? You've never heard that?
No, I don't think I've
Oh,
ever
so
heard
it probably
that.
sounded like I was being offensive. Yes, then we have the second game night in this feud, and then we have Close to Death Gate, words uttered by Lisa Rinna for no reason, really.
Yep.
And then I guess, like, we have some type of a resolution that ends up not being a resolution at the reunion. It's rehashed, and then it gets worse because we have Bunnygate. And then we have season 9, so we skip season 8, go to season 9. There's one episode, the Halloween episode, where Rinna dresses up as Erica Jane, and she has a confrontation with Kim, and that sort of wraps up the extent of that whole storyline. I actually don't even, like, I forgot that it spanned from season 5 to 9.
I knew it was a while. Like, I knew that they, like, it kind of just, like, sat there dormant for a bit. But I agree. I didn't realize it was so long. And even then, it's like, is there going to be more? Like, I was like, I'm not even sure. There might be more, like, little droplets. But no, that's really the end of it.
Well, because you just never know. You just never know when Lisa Rinna is going to decide that it's over, or when she's going to say, you actually never apologized for something that Kim, I think, has already apologized for like 10 times.
Well.
Okay.
Let's get into it. But
let's get into it.
our girlies in season 5, it is Rinna's first season as a housewife, season 5, her debut season, and Kim has been there obviously since the beginning. So their feud is a classic dynamic of newbie versus OG, but it starts.
It doesn't start like they start on good footing, and I think
it's fine. They're like.
I think we should play their taglines.
Yeah.
You've heard a lot about me, but it's only true when it comes from my lips.
I've been rich and I've been famous, but happiness beats them both.
And so, like, Lisa is like, honestly, I have to say any of her taglines are iconic because, like, her brand is so strong. Like, all she has to do is say something about her lips, and I'm like, yes. And Kim's is more on the dramatic, like, sad side because it's like she's like, happiness is the best, and then it's like the entire season is her battling like the darkest demons imaginable, and I'm like, I want to protect you, Kim Richards.
But reflective of what we're going to have, Rinna's mouth is going to be doing a lot of talking, and Kim is going to be battling bigger ideas and some other things going on, other forces at work. But yeah, beginning of season 5, they are, like Blake said, on good terms. In terms of like background info over the first couple episodes, not too much relevant besides that Kim, ex-husband / like father of her kids, is sick and is dealing with a lot. So
he has like terminal cancer.
Yeah.
And she's taking care of him. Obviously they're really close. And her daughter's getting married too. So it's like emotional in a lot of ways.
Or is it both?
Pregnant was at the second game night. Season 7.
Right, we're getting
it
there.
always coincides with like these happy moments for Kim that Rinna's just like, how about if I made your life horrible again? How about if I took you down a peg? Kim Richards, how dare you be happy?
Right. And things kind of like devolve with them relatively quickly.
Honestly,
at the game night.
I didn't realize that literally the first issue that they had was the car ride to game night. Like I didn't realize it literally just that was I get why that was so jarring for Rinna. She's going to pick up, like, you know, they send those fancy cars. She's going to pick up Kim like in the car to go to game night, and like immediately Kim gets in the car and like is just off.
Well, and I was thinking this, like, so Kyle rides with Brandy and Rinna rides with Kim. Like, is this producer interference? Because why is Rinna picking up Kim and why is Kyle picking up Brandy? And Kyle and Brandy fully have a bottle of wine and glasses in the backseat of their car. Like, they're indulging. I guess, like, when you're in California, like, you're in a lot of traffic, so low-key fair. But Kim gets in the car. Like, Rinna's in the car already. They go to pick her up. And from the second Kim gets in, it's tense. Like, Rinna like picks up immediately on there's something wrong. I mean, I honestly, like, as a viewer, I feel like she gets in, like, I'm not seeing really what Rinna's seeing, but she like immediately notices that Kim is like, she does.
She
she noticed something eerie in the car on the way to game night. Like, Rinna immediately sniffs out something. Like, Kim gets in the car and Rinna says, "Oh, you seem pissy. Oh, you're not in a good mood, are ya?"
"Girl, you seem pissed off. What the fuck's up with you, girl?" And then Kim, she was like,
Kim's like, "Yeah, I am. I'm ornery. I'm ornery."
Yeah, she says, "I'm ornery," and like she's trying to say ornery, which means, like, you know, pissed off, and it's also like it's still it's like a very strange word for like Kim to use, I feel, but it's also funny that she's like completely butchers the pronunciation, and it's just like, "I'm ornery."
She sounds like it's like Kim introducing herself as a French man named Henry. Like, "I'm Henry." She's literally like, "You seem pissy." She's like, "No, I'm Henry."
No, I'm actually Henri. Pissy's my sister.
Kim was trying to tell her that she was doing method acting for a role that was coming up soon, and Rinna was actually way off. So.
Wait, speaking of acting though. So Rinna just straight up goes, "Are you drinking?" and Kim goes, "No." And she's like, "Not doing any drugs?" Kim goes, "No." And she's obviously like, "What the fuck, bitch? Like, okay, step off." But she's like, "Okay, cool. That's great. Like, I'm glad." And then they do get into a conversation about, like, acting and, like, Kim, maybe her future career in acting or whatever. And Rinna was like, I see it for you. Like, you could do it. Like, I think that you could. And then Kim immediately just gets into this, like, really, really weird, like sexual tension character with Rinna. And she's like, "Fuck you."
She's like
Fuck
channeling
you.
like the soap opera vibe. Like, she says to Rinna, but it's not totally coherent. So she's like, what I think she's trying to say is like, "Oh, like, you do so many great characters. Like, oh, I can almost see you getting into it right now." And then Kim herself starts like imitating said characters. So they are doing like a bit. Kim is not out of nowhere calling Rinna a disgusting slut. Like, I mean, she is, but she isn't. And
like it's an aggressive interpretation of how to respond in the conversation, but it isn't like completely out of the blue. It's just like, it's like Rinna literally says, like, "I can't tell if I'm fighting with her or if we're doing a bit here."
Right. And that's what's happening. Like, they're both playing with each other in a way, but neither of them are quite sure how much the other one is playing. Like, they're both confused about what the other one's doing. They're not on the same page at all.
Rinna also is like, you know, "I'm really sorry to hear what's happening with you and Monty, her ex-husband with cancer." And she's like, "Don't feel sorry for me, bitch." So it's like every like sentence out of Kim Richards' mouth is like, one is happy and thank you and great, happy to be with you, Rinna, and the next one is like, "Fuck you, never speak to me, bitch." And it's like I don't really. What does Rinna have to say about this?
I think it's a strange time. One might even have a different word for it, actually.
Know what I go through at night. No, that's true. I don't.
It's Whackadoodle Time. It is Whack-a-Doodle Time.
I like how she's laughing. She's like, "You're right, I don't actually know what you go
literally
through."
like, you can tell that she does not know what to do. Like, you can see it on Rinna's face, like the way that she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what you go through at night."
She's like, "Driver, how much longer? When are we supposed to get there?"
And like, that's a lot.
And so, like, this is, oh yeah, and I did actually also, you mentioned it, I forgot that she used the word slut and disgusting. Like, yeah, so it's like, this is, this is why we enter game night at Eileen's, where Rinna's maybe thinking, okay, like, she's not sober, because, I mean, she's not acting clear-headed.
Rinna
Like,
says when they're walking in, like, I assume they had probably a long car ride from wherever it is they were going. And they're walking in, and Rinna's like, well, she seems to kind of have it a little bit more together. Like, hopefully she turned a corner here while we get inside. And spoiler alert, she has not turned a corner when they get inside.
no, she's going straight. She's not turning on any street.
She's like got a lot going on. She's oscillating from really angry to really happy. Like, she's provoking everybody.
And, like, first of all, Brandy was pissing me off. She was like, everyone in here is an actress and you guys are all stupid. Like, I'm better at this game and you're all actresses. And, like, even, like, dissing Eileen in front of her husband. And her husband still was like, yes, we're all having fun. Yay.
Yeah.
And then, like, literally, well, Kim is just, like, fucking smoking a cigar, but it looks like she's
Puffing
inhaling.
away.
She's, like, sucking the cigar. And then, like, someone will be like, hey, Kim. And she's like, fuck you. And it's like,
No,
it's
and
like,
then
that's
all of a sudden
she's
she
saying.
wins like a chip, and she's like, "Woohoo! Life is beautiful!" Like, yay! And then she sits back down in the chair, and it's like, "Lisa Rinna, don't fucking look at me that way. I swear to God, you're dead." And they're all
She's like, don't start it with me. And Rinna's like, don't start it with me, bitch. Like, it's just like, it's Brandy's way too drunk, and Kim is not sober, but nobody knows, like, what exactly is going on. And she grabs this piece of, it's like a cylinder made of, like, wood or something, and she's like, I'm taking home the dildo. And everyone's like, what? Like, they're kind of like, huh? And then she looks at Kyle and she's like, don't act like you don't know what this is or something. Like Rinna said, Whackadoodle time. Like,
It's
nothing
Whackadoodle
made
time.
sense.
And we find out
a doodle.
the reason for this. Kyle, like, corners Kim into the bathroom and is like, because Kyle gets very stressed out by this behavior. Obviously, it's her sister, so, like, it, weighs on her more heavily than, like, the other women who obviously are also alarmed. But they go to the bathroom. We don't see them. You can, like, hear them through the door because they're still mic'd. And Kim admits to taking someone else's pill for pain. And, like, we're not really sure.
Monty's.
Like, Monty's pain for pill. And she had something go on herself. So, seemingly innocent for most people, like, to pop somebody else's prescription. But when you're an addict, like, that's a big no-no. I mean, like, taking someone else's pill is a big no-no, like, if you're a doctor. But, like, the rest of us, like, okay, yeah, maybe. Like, if someone's got a leftover, like, extra drinks, Tylenol, you could take it. But obviously this is a different situation. And it's probably something very strong for what he's going through.
No, it's definitely, like, codeine or whatever it's called. And if you've seen, like, The Pit, the show, like, about doctors in the ER, like, there's this one lady I'm thinking of where she's, like, in immense pain, and they're like, let's get her morphine, and she's like, no, I'm an addict,
Right,
like,
yeah.
give me, like, Tylenol or something, because, like, obviously when you're an addict, like, anything could be, like, the spark to relapse, and so taking this pill was not great, but she admits to it, and kind of acts like it's not a big deal, and I think everyone, like, realizes that it's a bigger deal than she thinks it is, but, like, nobody really in this situation is, like, handling it, I think, great. Like, the people who are concerned are sort of, like, being very off-putting and, like, I think coming from a place of more, like, judgment and trying to make her seem like you're acting crazy rather than, like, I don't know. It's not...
It's a complicated issue because, like, on the one hand, Kim showed up to this event. If to the untrained eye, Kim showed up to this event blitzed out, like, completely tweaking on everybody there, whether it's direct, like Kyle and Rinna, who she's insulting with, direct insults, or it's Eileen and her husband, who she's being rude in their home. So, like, everyone's getting offended by this. And there's a lot that's done, and it's not addressed by her. Like, and there's a big fallout at the game night, like, but it's really more of a Kim, Kyle, Brandy situation. Rinna actually gets to leave most of it. Kim and her kind of go at it outside. Like, Kim blames Rinna for telling Kyle about the car ride there. But other than that, their issue waits. Like we pack it off for later.
Yeah,
Because
and
Kim and Kyle are taking center stage.
yeah, and Rinna goes home with Kyle this time, which probably the right choice this time. Could have avoided it if we just maybe did that to begin with. But so Rinna goes home with Kyle, and then Brandy goes home with Kim, and in the car, like, the debrief between Kyle and Rinna is like, you can see like Lisa Rinna, like what she learned in like DARE education in like elementary school. She's like, there is
addiction going on, and no one is willing to talk about it.
And it's funny to me because the way she talks about it, first of all, you see that spark in her eye. Now that's like, this is the moment where like she's like, oh, now I am a dog with a bone. I'm not letting go of this. Like, this is my thing now with Kim. But it's funny because the way she talks about it is she's straight up accusing Kyle to her face of like not, of like enabling and not like handling it and like ignoring it or whatever. And Kyle, like, I'm surprised Kyle doesn't just look at her and go like, we're dealing with it. Like, we're dealing with it. What, like, it's okay. Like, we don't have to do all this.
Right. Kyle is usually, like, if you want to know how to handle any situation, look at Kyle Richards and then do the exact opposite of what she did. Like, it's just, like, it's never the right call. Like, every scene I watch of her, I'm like, why did you say that? And why didn't you do this? Like, you could have shut a lot of this down, but she doesn't because she's so uncomfortable by the subject matter, the fighting, everything.
She also like that. She just chews on her fingernails until like the scene ends. Like she's just like, or she like grabs like a napkin and covers her face. Like I'm like, oh my god, you're an adult woman.
Makes fun of her. Yeah, I guess we'll see that later. But so yeah, nothing like really gets too resolved or more inflamed from this specific incident right then and there. But the next like 4 or 5 episodes is Rinna and Kim both separately. They don't get together until later, probably on purpose, but they're both separately stewing on this and are both not happy.
And Kim also goes to the hospital for like the condition that she was in pain for, and then Rinna like is going around to everyone going, I think it's good she was in the hospital. I think she needed to spend 5 days in the hospital, and it's like she's not there for her addiction, but like I guess she's saying like it's good she can't like take another pill or something, but it's also like, we got it, girl. We got it. I think, like, you're, you know, I don't think it's helpful to go around being like, I'm glad she's in the hospital. It's like, she has, like, a herniated disc or some shit, like,
people get too on their soapbox about these issues. Like, in general, like, people love to put down another, like, person to make themselves feel like, oh, I'm so far removed from that type of life. Like, I'm in such a good spot. But anyways, it's a lot. And it is building up because they haven't spoken in person since the game night, and they are getting ready to go to Amsterdam on the famous trip. And when they arrive to like get going, Kim completely ignores Rinna because she's been hearing all that Rinna's been spewing around the block, which is, you know, I'm glad she's in the hospital. She's such a sick woman. She's an addict. She's not sober. The list goes on and on.
She said, like, a little bit before this, she goes, like, everyone's enabling an addict. And then Eileen and LVP, who are, like, listening to her and, like, agreeing with her, are like, everyone? Like, wait, hold on a second. And she was like, okay, well, not everyone. like, specifically, like, Kyle. I also think that, you know, yeah, she's definitely like just taking a lot of leaps and really inserting herself in a situation that, like, you know, Kim's family obviously is, you know, has had to deal with this for years, and she's just jumping in being like, you're all enabling her. Like, it's like, it's like those lips maybe do need to be a little closer together, maybe all the way close. No, but here's the thing. We said this before the show. We were chatting, and it's like, I don't want anyone to assume or interpret what I'm saying as I don't enjoy watching Lisa Rinna, and it's fucking hilarious, and she's an amazing housewife. But like on a real level, if someone was doing this outside of television, oh, I think there'd be problems.
Right. Some of the things she says objectively are like too far and just are like not something that you could say in any scenario and get away with. But one of the reasons that she gives for her passionate involvement, I mean, I think on one hand, she really thinks that she's involved because she was in that specific car ride that like launched everything. Like she takes it as like, I am now like so
I'm
involved.
roped into it.
Yeah. But one of the other reasons she gives is that she also has like issues of substance abuse in her family, and she had a sister who passed from an alcohol and drug related either disease or incident, and that she has like, it's been in her family, a bunch of stuff. So she's like, that's why it's important for me to like call this out and pay attention. And that's kind of how we kick off the conflict in Amsterdam too, is they're literally at their first dinner in Amsterdam. Like, we have landed, we've unpacked, we're ready to have, you know, that first dinner when you land on vacation. You're starving, you're hangry, you're excited.
You want to drink.
You want to drink bad.
Not Kim, but everyone else.
Yeah, she might want one. She can't have one.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to assume.
But I feel like that's probably the vibe that they have in the group, just based on personal experience. But yeah, like, it actually shocked me. Like, I'm watching the episode, like, I'm just sitting on the couch, like, oh, we probably have a little bit before we really get into it. I can, go on my phone. Oh no, 7 minutes into the second episode in Amsterdam of the trip, we are maybe even first and a half, that we're straight into it. And Rinna kind of kicks us off with sharing about her sister. She says, like, hey, everybody, Kim, everyone, I want to say, just like, let me give you some perspective. This is why I've been so involved. I really am coming from a place of care, and I'm not trying to be malicious. Like, and I'm sorry if I was up in your business. Like, that's not what I wanted.
To the point that I literally just made about, like, Kim maybe interpreting it as, like, in bad faith or, like, as gossipy, I think she maybe sensed that and was like, let me try and, like, let her know where I'm coming from. It's, like, a personal connection. But also, if you are visually watching the scene, like, Kim is, like slumped, like, she's, like, sitting at dinner, like, immediately the minute, like, Rinna opens her mouth, she's like this. Like, she doesn't want to hear it. She's like...
Yeah, and you can kind of see it. Which, at this point, at this moment, she's sober, so this isn't even, like, it's not the same as game night. She doesn't have, like, a haze in her eye of, like, fucked uppery. She has a haze in her eye of pure anger, though. Like,
red. She sees red.
You can see the way that Kim looks from the second the camera hits her at that dinner. We're not in a good spot, and Rinna is not going to get shit back for this sob story that she gave. Like, she's not even going to get a, like, sorry about your sister, girly. Kim is not having it.
Yeah, I think because I think Rinna said, like, the magic line, like, so I'm sorry if I got into your business or something, and then Kim goes, well, you did, and so it's like, at that point, it was like, the damage was done. It wasn't like I want to be your friend kind of, it was like, no, like, the fact that you even said anything, and the fact that you've said, like, those specific words, like, I don't fucking care anymore, and that's how we kick off the, like, them, now they're, like, fucking,
we're
now they're
fighting
feuding
at
at dinner.
Yeah. Right. Like, we were having dinner and now we're fighting. There's a break in the progression, and Kim on this launch of the fight, like, she set the tone. We know where we are now. We know what's happening.
That was the soft launch, and now we're hard launching the fight.
We are rocket launching this into Lisa Rinna's face at the table, and Kim decides to flip it around. Like, she's getting crafty here. She's a woman at work here. She is like, wait, alcohol, drugs. Let's talk about your home life.
I'm worried about you. I'm actually deeply concerned about you and your life, Lisa Rinna. What's going on at home?
What's going on under your roof, Rinna?
Yeah, and then also, I think when she says that, like, other people, Kyle, like, is like, hey, like, Kim, you're kind of, like, being mean. Like, I don't talk to her like that.
Right.
And
like,
then
why
she's
are
like,
we going at her home life? Like, we're
right,
getting
like,
off course here.
She was low-key, like, trying to, like, have a connection moment with you, like, try to maybe, like, smooth things over, and now you're, like, immediately like, actually, you should kill yourself. So she's like, hey, Kim, maybe don't. And then Kim is like, you never defend me. Like, Kathy defends me like a real sister. And she's just, like, going after her. And then so Rinna, which, maybe I guess if there's cameras, she did a good job. Yes, you're supposed to keep it, like, going. But I wouldn't have done that if, like, my goal was to salvage my relationship with Kim. But she goes, Kim, it's not okay to talk to your sister that way. Like, you can't talk to anyone like that.
It's
And
not. She's right.
It's
Like,
no, yeah. Kim isn't easy to talk to or reason with. I feel like she gets like mad, and then she's mad about that forever. Like,
well, and there's this awkward thing that happens with every single Rinna and Kim moment. It becomes a Kim and Kyle moment, which is true for like
Yeah.
almost all of any fight that occurs in their vicinity. It becomes about the sisters. But like for Kim, every time Rinna gets into it with her or says something, it almost always falls I would say majorly on Kyle's shoulders for not standing up for Kim enough, for not like putting this down, for not telling Rinna to
Which
stop. The responsibility Kim puts a lot on Kyle's shoulders.
I don't blame her for that, to be
I don't
honest. At least
either.
I don't think Kyle does anything. It's like maybe
doesn't.
if she would at least pipe in and be like, guys, I love both of you. Kim, obviously you're my sister. Rinna, like, I really, like, we're getting to know each other and I really like you. I don't think, like, this makes either of you look good. I don't think it's helpful for Kim. And maybe just be like, also Rinna, like, respectfully, we have been dealing with this for way longer. I think let's lay off and like let the people who know, like, I just feel like she could. But that's my thing with Kyle, and this is like this is also when the napkin scene happens, where she's covering her face with a napkin and fair enough, this does get fucking explosive.
Yeah,
but,
it's a lot. I was almost covering my face with a napkin from the comfort of my own home, so I get it.
Right.
I do get it.
So anyway, so that's when like Kim says like, why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little bit, and that
For 3 years.
Oh, wait, excuse me? Did you just say let's talk about the
not,
husband?
let's not talk about what you don't want out.
You know what?
You're
Let me
a
tell you
scary,
something. Don't you
vicious
ever
human being.
don't touch
Just
my
saying.
husband ever.
Just saying.
Don't you
Ever. You don't want out for everybody to know. You better watch what you talk about me, or everybody will know.
never
Everybody
go
will
near
know.
my husband.
Everybody will know.
You understand that?
Everybody
Never
will
go
know.
after my husband.
You know why.
I didn't ever clock before that Eileen, as the husband thing starts, she goes, "You're a scary, vicious human
Eileen
being."
is really funny during this whole day.
I am an Eileen truther. I am obsessed
She's so
with Eileen.
good.
Every line is so like normal woman, but also soap actress at the same time.
I was just gonna say that though, because I feel like most of Eileen's reactions are like how I feel I would be reacting if I were there. Like she's having like what feels like the like accurate reactions. Like she's like, "This is
You're a scary, vicious
Disgusting.
human being." No, it's funny because like Kyle scurries out, and then Rinna's like, "I'll never talk to your sister again," which I laugh because I'm like,
I
"Yes,
know.
you will. Yes, you will.
You
Come
will
on,
for
yes, you
sure."
will."
And Kyle's run has been one of the things that like from when I first watched has always really stuck with me, because why does she like get repelled away? Like they're performing like spells on each other. Like she literally like gets cast backwards, like as if the force of this argument has literally knocked her out of the sphere of play. Like she's
I mean,
gone.
It has. Like, this was her biggest nightmare come true.
Which not again, because I probably have never said this in my life. In defense of Kyle Richards, I would be so horrified to be in this situation where you want to be there for your sister, you want to support and defend your sister, but she's also acting horrible and like objectively not in a way that you feel like. That's what Kyle keeps saying, is like, this is indefensible, like what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because Kim is so mad at her for not speaking up on her behalf. So it is like a catch-22 of like, if Kyle does defend Kim, she's gonna get crucified for enabling her and letting her bad behavior continue on, which she already does get that for being inactive. But like, I don't know, I would probably have my face behind my napkin if my sister was in this situation. And I hate seeing sisters like conflict.
Yeah.
Like that, it makes me feel weird. Like just focus on Kim and Rinna. They're not related. I can enjoy them fighting. Like these two.
We also don't focus enough on, like, we always focus on Rinna smashing the glass. We never talk about what preceded that, which is Kim trying to choke Rinna.
Well, no.
I mean, sorry.
Choke Kim.
No, Kim reaches for Rinna at first, and then like Wait, was it the?
Kim like kind of moves, but it's Rinna's hand that's in the.
Oh, okay,
the lock.
okay.
It is Rinna
Well-
that reaches out. It like Kim kind of lunges and stands up. There's a motion. It's not like she wasn't just sitting there like ready to chat calmly, but it's Rinna who reaches with the curved.
All right.
Like,
All right.
poke her out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Rinna. It doesn't look good for you, girl.
Unfortunately, yeah, it was. Because it is like I watched it too. I'm like, oh yeah, no, you can't fight that accusation. Like she had the hand in the choking hole.
She was trying to.
point.
But it's weird because then the next day, they actually meet up in a hotel room and they're talking it through and like, we like ostensibly things are good. It seems like fine. We'll move on. They talk things through. It's like not great, but it's also like they come to some sort of resolution.
Yeah, Kim comes to her room of her like own accord, for the most part, and it's tense. Like they clearly are not good, but they're good enough, so it's fine.
Flash forward to the season 5 reunion.
So I get a message that says, "Be very careful, or I will f you up. You be nice to your sister. You believe her. And stop telling lies. In that order. Thanks."
In that order.
That order. She had an order of operations for
In
her
that
threat.
order, and don't fuck it up.
I say that so often, you have no idea. Like, if someone's pissing me off, like, if someone's like, if I'm having like a stan war with like one of my like friends, and we're like fighting with like, oh, this artist is better than this artist. I'm like, you be nice to Slater. You believe her and stop telling lies. In that order. Like, I say that so often.
Order.
It's so fucking funny.
This
I
reunion
don't.
is like not super key for them. Like there's like beef still, but it's not the reunion that you're thinking of when you think of Kim and Rinna, but it's still pretty good, honestly. There's like a lot of, I think what makes Kim objectively, Kim has the moral high ground in this situation. You shouldn't talk about someone's addiction. You shouldn't go after their personal lives, regardless of the subject, in this way. So, like,
And you shouldn't send
morally,
text messages saying, I will fuck you up.
to an addict that's, like, struggling. Like,
But it's
in
like,
every situation, Kim is objectively, like, right, but she makes it hard for people to, like, realize and accept that because she's so nasty at points and so like stone-faced. Like Rinna is crying, Rinna's telling about her dead sister, and Kim is like cracking up. She's like
also she's cracking up, and also because she's cracking up, like that's part of the issue. She also accused, she's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa Rinna has like committed domestic abuse or something. Like
she's like,
that's
I bet she
crazy.
has a record. Let's look her up. Like
Right.
Kim is like, what's the word? Is it batter? Like, is it like
Excuse me.
Now she's a threat, and mind you, Lisa Rinna's pretty damn famous at this point. You think if she had a domestic battering record,
I'm
would
sorry,
just be
that's ridiculous.
hiding under the lamb?
Right. I will say, like, the one part of it, so like, yes, Kim is laughing at Rinna because Rinna starts crying. Rinna's crying because she's saying like, I think what triggered me about the Kim situation is she kept telling me to shut up, and like I don't like being like told like I can't express my opinion. And she's talking about her her dad like did that to her a lot, like growing up, and there's like trauma around it, and she starts crying, and that's when Kim starts laughing at her. And like obviously Andy points out the contradiction of like, if she was laughing at you crying, you wouldn't like that, but you're doing the same thing. And she's like, because I don't think it's sincere, which like Rinna apologizes and like Kim doesn't take it, and then like they're having a further conversation. Rinna apologizes again, and I think like everyone is looking at Kim being like, girl, you're being mean right now, like you're being mean. And so she gets up and she goes, if this is sincere, I accept your apology. And that's like essentially like the most important like resolution we get from the situation. It's kind of shut down a little bit after the laughing, after like the accusation of domestic violence. Then we get that like kind of apology, which again, the apologies and the makeups and the everything up until this point have all been very tenuous. Like they don't seem like, okay, we're actually done with this. And then that's basically it. I think that's it for the reunion.
One thing that I think is like, it's actually kind of an interesting question, and I think Eileen talks about it earlier on in the season too, but Kim says that another big issue with the Rinna, there's so many, but another big specific issue is that she takes a big problem with Rinna saying that she's not sober anymore. To Kim, she's like, I had one bad night. Like, I took one pill. Like, I'm still a sober person. Like, I don't consider that breaking my sobriety. And Eileen, I think it's in a confessional, she's like, but how are we supposed to know, like, what's a slip and what's a full break of sobriety? Like, at what point does someone, how many drinks is it to consider a break, like, that you broke your sobriety? How many pills is it that it means that, like, you really need help? And, like, I think that's actually a valid question. Like, I think that's part of why this issue is so difficult to manage, because it's such a thin line of, like, overstepping your boundaries while also wanting to, like, care about somebody and, like, take action for what's right in front of you. But I think that that's tough for Kim. I think it kind of gives that, like, classic Bravo deflection of, like, I'll admit that I did something, but I won't admit to the big word. Like, almost like how Karen has been doing recently. Like, yeah, I had a drink and I have a drinking problem, but am I an alcoholic? Absolutely not. Like, I will not use that label. Like, it's almost like Kim is kind of doing the same thing here. Like, yeah, I can say I took the pill and I acted, you know, wacky, but I'm not going to admit to having a problem. I'm not going to admit to not being sober. And that's, like, that, which is really just a linguistic issue, like, legality, for lack of a better word, is a big part of it, I think, because, like, Lisa Rinna wants her to own it and Kim won't own it, and they are not going to find a middle ground that way.
Which is a perfect segue to, we move to season 7 game night, and so to your point, like, yes, maybe she's not owning the fact that, like, it was technically a relapse, even if she's not fully relapsed, but, like, she broke her sobriety.
Who decides that? But it seems like...
that? Yeah. It's not a full, like, blown relapse, like she's fucking popping pills every day, but, like, she definitely broke her sobriety in that moment, and it's scary, you just don't know how that's going to continue. But season 7 game night, objectively, she is sober, she looks like she's in a good place. Now we move on to her daughter is now getting, is pregnant and whatever, she's happy about that, and she looks very, like, happy and good, and they do start off very, very cordial. Like, Rinna's like, what's up? How's it going? It's been a while. She's, like, talking about her daughter's pregnancy. It's whatever. And Rinna says, like, I'm happy for you. And Kim goes, like, I genuinely believe that. And it's like, why can't we stay in this place? Like, I want you guys to just, like, be good.
Season 6 happens in between season 5 and season 7, obviously.
That's how numbers work.
It is. Spoiler, like, don't tell anyone. Bravo leak. But Kim isn't really around on season 6 for the most part, assuming because she's dealing with a lot of stuff, and, like, that's kind of why she takes more of a back seat after season 5, is that she has a lot of heavier things that she's dealing with and has to take personal time, so can't, like, commit to, like, being full time. But nothing really happens much in season 6 beyond that, like, they don't repair anything there. It just festers. There's, like, a little bit, I think Kim, like, shows up to the reunion and they're like, we still don't like each other, haha, like, okay, next. So when we get to season 7, it's pleasant to see that they're interacting in the right way. And we still stand on this point of, like, they work it out, but Kim is like, I haven't gotten the apology I deserve. And this is something that we hear over and over and over again with Kim and Rinna on both of them, really. But, like, they both don't feel like they're getting
they haven't, you know?
Answer.
Like, I think the viewer can even see that. Like, every apology has been, like, a forced, let's just fucking, like, put a pin in this and, like, stop. And another thing, too, is, like Kim still thinks Rinna's fake and doesn't, like, believe that she's genuine in the things she says. So when she says, I genuinely believe you, that you're happy for me, it's like, okay, that's actually a huge step. But then immediately after, I think Kim was saying, you know, she says kooky things sometimes. And apparently, I didn't see this. So you can tell me if you clocked it. I didn't see it. But apparently, she was like, oh, same Rinna, because she saw Rinna rolling her eyes to Eileen, and I guess, like, in reference to Kim. So Kim is like, oh, nope, never mind. Like, she's the same Rinna. I didn't see that, but that then makes Kim now in a position where she's like, okay, no, we're not good anymore. Like, that was 5 seconds.
My thing with this is, Rinna does, I'd say, sort of rolls her eyes. Like, it's not in, like, a big way. It looks like she's talking to Eileen about something, and she kind of is like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, that type of roll your eyes, like a nonchalant-esque one. Can you tell if it's at something Kim says? Not at all. Like,
No.
you can tell that she's talking to Eileen and that Kim is daggers staring at them while they're talking. But I think in this moment, it's like almost when you're mad at somebody and just anything they do is going to piss you off.
Yeah.
I think Kim is just hyper focused on Lisa Rinna because she irritates her. She's looking for signs of malice, for signs of like flip-floppery, and she finds just a little bit and is like, yep, nope, we're done. Call it
Yeah.
off. She is still the same Rinna. That apology must have been fake because she rolled her eyes at me, which is a lot. It's a big jump to take. But at the end of the day, they flip-flop a lot. Like, they have these constant, yes,
yeah.
we're good, we're off, we're good, we're fine, we're not, we're good. Both of them. So I get being uneasy. Like, they don't have any reason to trust each other.
But with that being said, Kim doesn't really act on it. Like, she doesn't really do anything, I think, crazy in this scene. So they're talking about Pantygate. The women are talking about how, like, Erica showed up to an event, didn't wear panties, and Dorit has been annoying about it, whatever. And I forget how, like, Rinna is involved in that story, but basically, like, Kim hears them talking about Rinna, and she jumps in to basically say, like, well, I think Rinna, like, you know, basically comes up with a lot of excuses for her behavior and, like, tries to justify her behavior, whatever. She's trying to, like, use her experience to relate to the women and also, like, point Rinna out and be like, you know, maybe you are at fault in this situation. And Rinna's just not having it. She's, like, pushing back against her. And then she accuses Kim of playing dirty because she brings up, like, what they went through, whatever, season 7 or season 5. And then
A word about it.
Let's talk about your arrest. Why don't we do that?
the two of them just cannot play nice. So we end this whole thing. We end game night part 2. Basically with, like, Rinna again. Kim saying she felt like she never got a real apology for the whole thing. Rinna apologizes again. Like, it's another, like, weird, like, we're probably not good, but whatever, we're apologizing again. Then we move on to Rinna and Eden, the friend of this season, who's actually a sober woman. So, like, it's kind of her, like,
it's
token
relevant. Yeah,
sober
she
woman.
gets
Like,
wrapped in.
I can use her as my henchman to, like, agree with me about the Kim situation. The thing that's annoying about this, I will say, is Kim was objectively, like, sober at that event. There was no indication she wasn't. And Rinna's whole thing now is, like, I think she's actually not fully sober. And she starts, like, again, re-upping the whole, like, Kim drunk storyline. And now we have that part clipped, too, of, like, when they're shopping, what Rinna says to Eden.
Right. Which is a big deal.
This is what's going to happen next. They're this close to Kim dying.
Wow.
I'm hearing from Rinna that Kim's close to death. Kyle's an enabler.
I'm hearing from Rinna. My sources tell me that Kim is close to death. Yeah, and also, if you're listening, Rinna does this, like, you know, like, she shows with her
like,
fingers,
small,
like,
like
yeah,
the
like the
kids.
small. She's, like, pinching her fingers together, like, close to death, like this much. I'm like
Eden is processing it. She's just holding up the, like, yep, this close.
Here's a visual of how close she is.
We
to
are
death.
real close to death.
We're
This is the one that I
teetering. We're teetering
use
on the
all the
edge.
time. Like, I love throwing in, like, and she looks close to death. Like, we're this close to her dying. Like,
It's just, it's
insane.
honestly, it is so whatever argument you want to make for, like, Rinna not being as bad in this whole feud as, like, maybe she was made out to be, there is absolutely no reason she needed to. She just literally, what's so clear is she just got upset that Kim, like, started another, like,
Yes.
issue with her, and so she was like, okay, well, what's my like magic bullet here? I'm just gonna go right back to she's not sober, and perfect, I have this sober woman who, like, it'll make me look more credible if this woman believes me, so I'm gonna, like, and Eden's a fucking
right.
idiot,
She
so
can be on my team. So again, I look more concerned than just, like, going after it. But yeah, I agree with you. The only reason she says this to Eden, the only reason she renews the sober issue is because Kim went after her again when they had just had another moment of we're good. And, like,
Right.
if you're Rinna, and you probably didn't even realize you rolled your eyes. If you're like me, I roll my eyes every 5 seconds.
my face moves all the time, you know.
Rinna's perspective is probably, what the damn hell? Did we not literally just make up? So she's mad as hell. Like, she's annoyed. Like, that's why she
Yeah.
said, let's bring up
Yeah.
your arrest. Fair. fair. I would, I'd be confused and annoyed too. But again, it's like because of the subject matter, Rinna can never truly win on this issue. Like she's never gonna have the upper hand. I think Rinna plays good strategy in a lot of moments, like whether or not you see it, like she's seeing it as strategy or not, whether it's real or, planned or any of that good stuff, rigged. I think
a little bit of lore.
A smarter play would have been to talk about, oh, this is you sober, then let's talk about your anger issues. Because if you're fully willing to own that this is you in your best form in all these dinners, that's not great, mama.
Right.
Like that shouldn't be your happy, healthy, healing self. Like something else is happening here that's leading you to speak to the rest of us this way. And that would have led her out of you're a addict and I hate that. And moved us into a little bit more of a space where you could say, oh yeah, she's actually right about that. Because even though you're dealing with your stuff doesn't mean you get to talk to everybody around you like they are, I don't even know what you would put in there. Dirt, they are the worst
scum.
People around. Yeah, because it's not just Rinna that gets it from her. It's Kyle, it's Eileen.
Eileen gets it. Eileen gets it bad from her. I mean, at the dinner, I don't think we talked about this, but at the Amsterdam dinner, literally she's like, I've never even fucking liked you. And then Eileen's like, oh, well, I don't like you either. I can't find a single thing to like about you in this moment, Kim. And it's like, well, yeah, I don't blame you because, on the one hand, sure, you've been provoked. On the other hand, you provoke people at the same time. You get so fucking mad at people, in the plane on the way to Amsterdam when Rinna was like, hey, Kim, are you frustrated with me? And she was like, yeah, you've been talking about me. And she was like, I just want to say, I'm sorry. And Kim, is like, stop talking about it.
Literally screaming on this, tiny plane, screaming.
It's like, I just said I'm sorry. I'm not even talking about, anything substantive. I'm just sorry. And she's like, enough!
Right.
And so...
If we see this, one more time, this classic Kim-Rinna dynamic, really two more times, but let's say one more in the regular season in a big way. So there, Rinna says Kim is close to death. That's a big deal. Obviously, we know Housewives. This is going to get back to everybody. You can't just say that Kim is close to dying and expect that that's going to just rest. So, Of course, Eden passes this along to most of the group. It gets back to Kim. And when this is all coming out, Eden tells Kyle and Rinna is like, I don't remember this. I didn't say that. I don't recall saying that Kim was close to death. So there's this buffer period where no one is really sure if it happened. And then eventually Rinna's like, actually, I did say that. I'm reflecting and I did say that.
It came to me in a dream. I said that.
So she's ready to own it, quote unquote. At the time, there's this cake tasting party happening.
With some sober pastry chef. I'm like, okay. Also, was that another producer thing? Let's get another sober woman on here to mediate the situation. Oh, and by the way, I watched this scene yesterday and I ordered cheesecake because the cheesecake they were eating looked so good.
Inspired you? Well, yeah. I have a couple things to say about the party host during this that are not relevant to the feud, just because it's a much funnier scene than I remember happening. But Rinna going into this event is ready to say, yes, I did say Kim is close to death. She's ready for the first time in front of the group and Kim, to say yes, because that hasn't happened yet. So she shows up with the bunny in hand. First sighting alert. The bunny has made its debut. Its drag debut.
The bunny stuns at Kyle Richards' cake tasting party.
Wait, the bunny's entrance look was a 10 out of 10.
the saran wrap around it.
Wait, her intro package was cut. Well, Rinna shows up with the bunny for Kim's grandchild that has just recently been born. And obviously this is, a peace offering because she's like, damn, I low-key said she was close to death, so I guess I'll bring a bunny to the cheesecake sober tasting. That should fix it.
For your newly birthed grandson.
And right away, when Rinna gets there, she like pulls Kyle aside to try to tell Kyle first, like, because she'd been denying this to Kyle for however long now.
Well, because she also said Kyle's the enabler, so like Kyle's also like, excuse me.
Yes. So she's been denying both of these things to Kyle. So she tries to pull Kyle first to be like, hey, I want to let you know that I did say these things. I just didn't remember, and I'm gonna address it with Kim. Like, to clear it with Kyle first. And the second she sits down with Kyle, like, it must have been like a couple minutes. I mean, maybe in real life longer with like producers and like cameras, like maybe that's why. But the cake lady comes running over to Rinna, just like right as she's starting to apologize to Kyle, and she's like, are you two seriously sitting over here right now? We are tasting the cakes. Like, you need to get back here. And I'm like, girl, did no one tell you that? Like, we're trying to get some shots.
We're filming
here.
a show right now. Like,
why did they let her do that? Like, I literally am like, wait, stop. This was actually a good thing for Rinna to do. Like, this was the right call. Like, and no. So the cake lady fucks this whole thing up immediately. Like, immediately she fucks the whole thing up because she forces Rinna to go back to the group where now Rinna's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna say it in front of everybody since the cake lady won't let me have a private moment. Like, I gotta do it here. And that's what she does.
The cake lady.
The cake lady. I was like, I'm like skipping through scenes. Like, I'm kind of like, oh, there's Rinna and Kim. Like, let me pause. And I see this woman interrupt them. I'm like, who is this? Like, let me go back a little bit because who is this lady? And why do they have to return? Why do them two have to be there? No reason.
Why are we tasting cakes? What kind of cakes? Who are you? Who invited you here?
There. There's like 30 women there, and they're like such a random group. Like, Kim's like whole alcohol support group is there. Like, her sponsors there. Like, what's happening?
So like Rinna like tells the group like I did say that, which very fairly like Kim is pissed off again. And then she's like, you don't think about the consequences of like what this does to my family and blah 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 blah, which fair point. And then she's like, I brought my sponsor here today. This is Claire. She's my sponsor. And like Rinna has to look at her and be like, hi, Claire.
Literally pause, turns to, hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire. It's great to have you here.
Claire comes back to, like, they start arguing, as they do. And, like, in the middle of the argument, Rinna's like, and, like, I'm so glad that, like, it seems like you have the right treatment now, right, Claire? Claire, you have the
Claire, can you confirm, Claire, that she has the right treatment?
Claire's like, yes, I think that you guys could move forward. I think that with the right action, you guys can come back from this. And Kim kind of gives her a look like, shut the fuck up, Claire. Like, I thought you were my sponsor. Like, why are you gonna say that we can fix this? Like,
also, the sober cake lady decides to opine on their path forward, and she's over here like, Kim, you have to stop being rude, and Rinna, you have to realize that like we're kind of crazy people. That's why we drink in the first place.
It's like
she's
2 minutes long.
Yeah, no, it's like actually we have to go, cake lady.
I'm like,
you keep fucking shit up, girl.
Nobody in the editing room was like, low-key, we could probably take this one out. Like, no, they were like, yeah, that should stay in there.
I think they really wanted. I think they really, really wanted like a scene that like a final scene of like to cap this off and be like, let's just throw in a bunch of sober women to tell Rinna to like shut up, basically.
All the sober women that we know on the network are coming to this
all
event.
all the 3 sober women on Bravo. And then also everyone else will be like drinking martinis around all the 3 sober women.
Always. Never. We want to take consideration and care for our sober housewives, except if that means not having alcohol at the event. Then I'm sorry, girl.
Sorry, then you can't come. You're uninvited.
What more can we do for you guys? Like, we said we love you.
We said we support your sober journey, but we're not gonna stop drinking. What do you want from us? We're not sober.
One other thing that happened at this cake tasting party that I thought was kind of funny, that's like an underrated little gem. Rinna saying something at one point, and she's like, no, like, all I want is to come from a place of true love. And Kyle immediately goes, all right, like, let's not push it. True love. Like, we're not getting there. Like we're not getting that far. And Erica rolls her eyes, which actually is a full circle tilt of the eye roll.
And then
I thought that was
also,
pretty funny. It's like, yeah, girl, you're not gonna get there. At best, you guys can just stop talking to each other,
right,
and like
just shut up.
coexist. Yeah.
And basically,
looking
Lisa
for
brings it up. I think because she had to come up with something when you have three sober women looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She had to come up with something real quick. So she was like, well, I'm offended that I'm still offended about the husband. You never apologized for what you said about my husband. And Kim, like, rightfully is kind of like, I never said anything. I said, let's talk about him. And Kim has in interviews since then been like, I didn't know anything about her husband. Like, I just wanted to say something. Like, which honestly I think happens probably way more than we want to like think about in Housewives.
Right.
Like, I think that just, you know, when you're on TV, you're just kind of like, let me just fucking say shit. So she's like,
Also,
I'm
like,
sorry.
especially with like volatile people. I mean, we all know the feeling of like when you're in an argument with someone, even like someone that you know. It doesn't even have to be like family or someone that you know super well. If you realize in the moment the way to push somebody's buttons, and you're mad enough, you're pushing the heck out of that fucking
Right.
button.
Oh, I'm jamming that button. I'm jamming that button.
I'm sitting on the button. I'm jumping up and down on the
I'm
button.
riding the button.
I have become the button. The button is
Well,
turned on.
meet the button, bitch. It's me.
That's Kim said, meet the button, bitch. Like, I'm gonna push those buttons. Bread, home life, husband. Like, let's. She's on
It's like
this board, like.
it's the Staples button. That's like, that was easy. But it's just like, let's talk about the husband. Let's talk about the husband. Let's talk about the husband.
And actually, they could sell that for not mass marketing, but I know one
I would buy
franchise
that.
could use it. Put that button around Miss Meredith Marks, and we're good. Let's play the same game here. You know, like, there you go. So it's
You want
not
to talk about the husband?
the husband versus the husband. It's a little different, but I actually loved this cake tasting event. I think that was one of my favorite moments of the rewatch because I did not remember that, and I was like, this is really funny. Like, low-key,
Yeah.
this was a like core moment that people sleep on. The cheesecake and Claire.
The cheesecake
Hi,
lady.
Claire.
Hi, Claire.
It's good.
So then
and
we move
yeah,
on
that's
to
that.
the reunion, the season 7 reunion, which again, like, there's only, because it's like not even a season about the two of them, so it's like we get one segment
Right.
or so. And it actually, I didn't remember this, but Andy like reads a viewer question. It's like, Kim, will Lisa Rinna always disappoint you? And Kim was like, no, like, actually, like, I think Lisa has a good heart. I think she's so funny. I like watching her on the show, and she's like, own it, own it, own it, own it. Like, she's like, I think Lisa Rinna's great. Like, she won't always disappoint me. And so it's like, it's a really like, damn, okay, like, I'm so glad that I mean, I think that since the cake tasting, I think Rinna like hugged her and said, "Can we be good?" And so they actually left it
And they
there,
agreed.
which is
Like,
amazing. Yeah,
they both agreed and hugged. Like, Kim gets up and moves over to hug her. Like, it wasn't like a like, oh, like, it seems like Rinna's just hugging her and Kim's still mad. No, it actually did seem like they had come to a genuine resolution at the cake tasting.
the sober women powwow
most so far.
actually was successful. And
tasted
so she
cake
says
and
that.
peeled.
So she says, you know, she's not always going to disappoint me. And then Andy, of course, is like, anyway, so what'd you do with the bunny that she gave you? And roll tape. Oh, what?
I'm about to roll tape, but I was thinking this while I was watching it because, you know, they're like, yay, like, everyone's kind of like smiling softly, like, oh, yay, they're in a nice place. Like, how lovely. We can move on. And he's like, Blake M from Idaho would like to know what you did with the bunny that Rinna gave you, Kim Richards. And I'm like, God damn it, Andy.
God damn
first
it.
of all. And second
Andy,
of all,
shut up.
what? Imagine being the viewer who wrote in the question about the bunny.
The one who prompted such an iconic scene.
Part of me was like, it probably wasn't.
And it
even the
was
viewer.
Blake M
Andy
from
probably-
Idaho. It was
Andy
me.
probably saw that bunny backstage and was like, draft up a question about the bunny. Like, we
No,
need to-
100%. This he makes up all these people's names. He makes up what? Well, now he just gets to read off like people's like handles on Twitter. So it's like
Lee from Atlanta.
or like it's like hoo ha, like fiery hoo ha wants to know like, what did you do with the bunny? And it's like,
I
okay,
know, doesn't
Andy.
he get embarrassed? Like,
It's like Big Schlong would like to know. What did you?
maybe don't pick that one. He's literally like, Sonya's hot cooter box would like to know. I'm like, could you not skip that that one? That feels shady.
But that's my point. I'm like, he's just coming up with like whatever the fuck to be able to justify his own questions.
100%. Like, he literally will be at Salt Lake and it's like, Lisa Barlow, go suck a fat one on Twitter, would like to know. I'm like, anyway.
Whitney Rose's gorgeous toenails would like to know.
No, that's fine. If it's complimentary of my sisters, then let it roll. But
yeah,
let's watch the bunny because why not? While you're here, let's all
I brought the bunny. Because I never gave it to my grandson. Because it didn't feel like it had good energy. Sorry. So I think what I should do is give it to you. And when you are in a better place, maybe you can give it back to me. Because right now, I don't feel it was given to me with the right energy.
So, I just want to say, like, if that clip was like 5 seconds longer, you would see like Kyle is like literally biting her entire finger off. Like she's so.
I know.
That's why I was trying to.
I do.
I was trying to like, because it's like the way that her fist was in her mouth. She was like,
her finger is deep inside of her mouth, and she's gnawing away like it's a little granola bar, like it's a cracker on Rhode Island. Like, she is literally gnawing away like it's a reunion snack. Also, something about the crisp ASMR of the bunny crinkling while she moves it when we're getting all their faces. It's dead silent. It's just like. At first, I was like, are you unwrapping something, like, behind your mic? Like, Blake.
Okay. Also, like, I was gobsmacked at the shot of, like, it's after this, like, whatever, this clip, but the shot of Rinna's close-up face, singular tear rolls down her cheek. She looks shattered. If that's acting, then she deserves a fucking Emmy, an Oscar, whatever, because she was genuinely hurt by that. And to be fair, I think, my thing is like, okay, did she say that because technically Rinna gave her the bunny at the beginning of the event and they made up at the end of the event? Is it like a timing thing, or is it like I want to be best friends with you before you give this to me? Like, I couldn't tell, but if it's a matter of like you gave it to me before we made up, then I'm like, that's kind of like, now you're splitting hairs here, like.
It's and Rinna and Eileen accurately clocked this. I agree with them. Like, this is a move. Like, this was planned. She did this to hurt you. This was, a calculated, like, a thing where the bunny was planned to be brought to the reunion. It was never, Kim's like, I was going to bring it to you the other day. It's like, no, you weren't, girl. You were always going to bring it to the reunion because this was going to happen. Like, you weren't going to go off camera, bring this bunny to Lisa Rinna, please.
Right. I don't think you get to say, like, oh, we're good, she's never going to disappoint me, and then, but I actually am not.
Well, right, we just had this nice moment. Their segment at the reunion so far has been nothing but utopian society, like, clear skies, like, all seems to be well.
Flying cars.
What seems to be a harmless viewer question about a stuffed animal bunny sends us back to chaos, and I think, like, partially. Okay, because Kyle and Kim's whole defense of this situation is like, no, like, Kim is actually really superstitious. Like, she really, like, can't have this in the baby's home. Like, she's like, Kyle's like, Kim, go after her and tell you're superstitious or I can. Like, and they've already said that. Like, it's not enough, Kyle. Like, that's not good enough. That sounds dumb. These are grown adult women. It's a bunny for a child.
She's clearly hurt. Like, I don't think superstition's
the baby could have had the bunny. Like, it would have been just fine.
Your grandson, your grandson's not going to get hit by a bus because he has the fucking bunny. Like,
well, and it's like, okay, if that really was your game and, like, you are truly just superstitious and, like, you don't want bad energy around your family, then why not stand up, give it to her and say, you know what, since we just had such a nice resolution, Andy, I actually wanted to bring it here today so she can re-give it to me while we're in a positive place, and I will go give it to my grandson. And that would have been
masterful production.
It would have been stupid. Like, it would have been like, we would have been like, why the fuck are we watching them re-gift this stupid little bunny? It wouldn't have been as good of a moment for us, but that would have been the way of like, okay, I actually believe that she is just superstitious and she's trying to resolve this. No, Kim was doing another move, and I think
I like when Eileen goes, send it back in the mail.
And she's right though. Like that's what she like. Her argument is like, if you really just didn't want that damn bunny, you'd throw it away, or you would have sent it back in the mail. Like you wouldn't have hauled it here to the reunion, put it behind the couch for part 1, part 2, part 3 of the reunion, and now whipped it out. Like you were sitting on that while you just sat there and said you guys were good. You knew
Right.
that bunny was behind you. That's whack.
I mean, that's like, if we're like having categories of like if we're counting like which transgression, like how many transgressions each person has, it's like that's in the bucket of like, okay, Kim, like another transgression on your part. So she goes backstage because Rinna walks off. She's like, I need a moment. She goes backstage and Eileen and Rinna are like talking, whatever. And then Rinna like almost instantly is like, you know what? I'm not sad anymore. Fuck that bitch. I'm actually pissed off and we're not good anymore. And now this is the thing I need. This is a new thing I need an apology for. It's like we done with the husband. Now it's the bunny. And so Kim is going after her.
Like, set in like while she's backstage. It's like,
yeah.
Well, when she walks away, she's like, you know, she still is sort of like crying. The one tear still taking its track down the face. And she's like, this doesn't quite feel right. This doesn't feel quite right. And Eileen goes right after her. Like they have like a strong duo, a strong friendship. And I think like, okay, if you're Eileen and like a new woman joins the cast, a coworker, not even really a friend that you don't like, or I guess Kim isn't new, but Eileen is new. So like you meet a new coworker, you meet a new friend. They clearly have substance abuse issues that are somewhat unchecked, as well as anger issues. Who are you gonna side with? This new alcoholic on the block, or like your friend that is getting harassed? Like, yeah, no, I like get Eileen. Like, why?
Hey, I'm the new alcoholic on the block.
Rinna, season 7 in New York. But you know what I mean? Though it's like, if this was a real life scenario and like a new person joined your friend group and immediately like was off their rocker and then insulting like multiple members of the group every time they were with you, you'd be like, okay, like yeah, we are gonna
That's
side
actually
with our
me.
kind of big
That's
mouth
actually me
Rinna,
whenever I
she's
make
like
new
our
friends.
So I'm like, I low-key am Rinna. I'm like, wait, why doesn't anybody like me? And it's because I'm sitting there like, wait, are you an alcoholic? Are you on pills? Like, low-key, let's just say it.
So I loved the cinematography of like Rinna and Eileen are talking. Eileen leaves and like Kim is just about to enter the room that Rinna's in backstage, but Rinna's just about to leave to go back on to the reunion, and they like bump into each other and Kim's like, can I talk to you? And Rinna's like, no. And then they both walk back together. Like... Yeah, that while Kim's holding the bunny, they both walk back to the stage together, and Rinna's like, I think you're actually sick.
I think you're sick, woman.
To do something like that is sick.
This is like
it's like, okay, I'm so glad that we literally destroyed everything that was just built over years. It's destroyed.
They're literally walking back side by side. Rinna's way taller than Kim. Kim is so small. Kim has the big bunny in the crinkle wrapping in hand. And they're both just like, you're sick. No, you're sick. You're actually sick. You're sick.
I'm just so glad that we leave. Literally the reunion ends. That's like, okay, cool. We're back to square zero. Square zero. And then, you know, season 8 happens. Kim is really not a factor in that season. No. Season 9 happens. Kim is also not a factor in this season, except for we have the Halloween episode, and Rinna is dressed as Erica Jane. I think maybe when we edit this, we can overlap like a picture for everyone to see. Yeah. But Rinna's dressed like Erica Jane, and so she just, you know, as Rinna does, takes it upon herself to get into character. So she thinks that like the things that she says as Erica Jane aren't coming from Rinna, even though like, okay, we're not 5 years old, like we actually have brains. Right. So they're all taking a group photo. Kim shows up. I guess Rinna wasn't expecting it. They're taking a group photo, and for whatever reason, right before they take this group photo, Rinna is like, actually, I have something to say. Kim, giving back that bunny was really cunty. Because like
It says,
Erica says cunty.
3 or 4 times. Like, it was really cunty. That was
And
cunty.
Kim
That
is like
was really cunty. And they're all
Kim
like,
is like sandwiched between like Teddy Mellencamp as like fucking the Joker's wife. I forgot her. Oh, Harley Quinn. And fucking between Erica Jane as a cat. And she's just kind of like, she's like, what? Like, what is that? Are you calling me a cunt?
right.
Like,
They're
what does
like
that
all
mean?
actively taking a picture while this is being said. So you can see like the uncertainty kind of flash behind their eyes as they're like,
Yeah, they're like, and Kim is like, I
"Smile!
haven't seen you
Happy
in.
birthday, Farrah!" Like,
Kim's like, I haven't truly seen you in forever, and like, the first thing you say to me is, of course, like bringing up the last time we were like really not good. And
Everyone's
so
like
like,
super uncomfortable as it probably would be. I think I'd be
Right.
probably laughing, but like
I would be
it's
laughing,
uncomfortable. And Rinna's like still very much in character, and they're all like, Erica wouldn't say that. Like, this isn't even
Yeah.
in character. Like, you're like, and Kim, and like, I think at this point, like, now we're 4 seasons away from season 5, like when we first started, from that game night car ride where Kim was erratic.
Henri.
We're-
I'm Henri.
She was Henri. She was feeling French that night. And now I think, like, this is like, we have a extremely different Kim, maybe a slightly different Rinna, but a very different Kim, because you see it. Like, she's calm, cool, collected. She walks over to Rinna to talk to her about it. Rinna is being probably drunk, like insane Halloween behavior. She goes to Kim. She's like, do you have a message from Kim for Rinna Jane? For Rinna Erica Jane? Like, do you have a message for Rinna? Like, Erica Jane, can give it to Rinna. Like, she's being annoying.
Girl,
Like, it's like,
sit down.
right,
Shut
like,
up.
it's like, okay, like, we get it. You're Erica Jane. Now talk to her as yourself,
Right.
because you just
well,
insulted her.
because Kim tracks her down. She's like, I need to like I'm sick of this. Like,
Literally
I'm done.
goes after her herself
And then-
in a calm, like, regular way.
And then Rinna's like, hello, it's expensive to be me. And Kim's like, like, what do you do? Like, what? Excuse
Kim's
me.
like, can we talk?
Kim's like, I'm speaking to you in English. Like, respond. My pussy's like a python.
Kim's like, why did you just call me?
Kim's
country?
like, what?
My husband's
Kim's like,
being investigated for fraud.
Kim's like, stop talking about your vagina. What's happening right now?
And it's ridiculous. So credit to Kim. Like, randomly, Rinna's like turns off the air conditioner. She's like, yeah, okay, we can sit down. So they just like drop it. And this is the quickest and most sincere resolution we have from them thus far, which, as it should be. We had the most time apart. Like, we have the
Yeah.
most growth. This should be the best version of you two, like, with years away. So good.
Yeah. They're probably exhausted.
I would be, and like, Rinna is like, look, like, I have felt like for 2 years now there's been this unresolved thing. Like, we have always kind of gone back and forth. So, like, I guess from that reunion in season 7, they didn't really speak. Like, which they obviously didn't leave on good terms, is what I assume.
Oh, you mean Rinna didn't randomly choose to text Kim, I will fuck you up one day
Rinna-
between the seasons?
Rinna and Kim posting a selfie between filming, like, got y'all bitches, like, we good here, we going for drinks.
And you're mad.
LMFAO. No, but Rinna's like, look, like, there's just been, like, a lot of build up, and I have always felt like I deserved an apology for the bunny. Kim is like, okay, yeah, like, I can give you an apology for the bunny, but you also, like, need to be, like, civil and kind to me.
Right.
Like, you
You
like,
can't accost me verbally
I'm
every
not
time we see
gonna
each other.
apologize to you, like, if you're always after me. And Rinna in her, like, big ass Erica Jane wig and, like, bright blue, like, Erica Kirk contacts, she's like, I actually see your side, actually. I think I can understand this. And I'm like, whoa!
Whoa.
We have some POVing of each other's situation, and they actually, like, have a real conversation. And this is, for real, feels like they resolved this. Like,
And Kim has a confessional. I actually forgot completely what she said, but what I did note is that she's like crying, talking about the resolution of this issue, and it's like, I feel like for her, you know, like, on a serious level, it's like, it can't be easy, like, having to deal with trying to be sober and then also having it be a TV storyline. And I'm not even talking about Rinna as much as I'm talking about, I don't even think this show was ever good for Kim.
it's a, you know, that's like an ethical debate. Is it taking advantage of them if, like, they also were looking for that platform, like maybe not.
I
But
think
I
two
think
things
that's
can be
why,
true at
like,
once.
this can be tough. So true. Like, two things literally can be three, maybe.
It's 10. 10. I'm gonna say 10. I just feel like it's kind of they're both attached to each other. It's like on the one hand, like yes, they want to exploit these situations because they can be entertaining, and then you give people the incentive to exploit themselves and choose to go on this
Yes,
platform
yeah.
by giving them the money, by giving them
So
the
true.
platform, by giving them the relevance.
That's a good way to put it. It's the incentive to exploit, to consent in your own like degradation on air. That's a
Yeah,
really smart way
exactly.
to
And I
say it.
think a lot of these women, and I think the more insidious part, and it's like, like we have to be accountable ourselves as well. We choose to
Of
watch
course.
it. Like
Yeah,
we choose to
we
watch it, and
enable the machine that sets up these women to be
right.
on this thing. Yeah.
And I think that it's not the worst thing that's happening in the world. It's obviously, I think it's an interesting conversation. I don't like condemn housewives, but I also think when we talk about reality TV generally, it's like, obviously when you are put in a situation where your life is front and center, that's going to be produced to the maximum. And I think it's a different situation, where like Dorit, for example, or whoever, I mean, many housewives have gotten divorced. When you're going through a divorce, that's a different situation to exploit than a sobriety journey that and then you also factor in the fact that when you're going through things like this, like oftentimes there's a financial component, like where you're desperate for a paycheck, so you're gonna eat. I actually wonder, and we'll never get the answer to this, but I do wonder how many housewives probably wanted to leave the show to deal with their own stuff and not really have to talk about it on a national stage, but needed the paycheck, so they kept coming back.
But I think this whole feud does a remarkable thing, and like it remains funny and iconic despite being about such a heavy topic. Like, and I think that's a Rinna magic, because we all just like are so entertained by her, and like the way she, not necessarily the way, like how she is so consistently out there and blunt, and like, let's just approach this, and it's a consistent approach, so people like that. But I think like she got lucky that it didn't absolutely end her. I mean, for some people it did, but it's a tough issue.
It is,
To,
and that reminds
as
me
a
of.
housewife fight. I wouldn't want this to be my newbie fight. Like that's risky.
But it reminds me of at the cheesecake party, Erica Jane says like Lisa Rinna is like a cat with 9 lives or something. Like she always bounces back from all these controversies, and that is a perfect segue into teasing our next episode, where we will be talking about Lisa Rinna's feud with Yolanda Hadid, which is
Literally the next season after season 5. It's season 6.
It's season 6, and
ongoing.
there are like medical components to that as well, like health and well-being components
Another
that
tough
Rinna
one, yeah.
that Rinna exploits, and you'll just have to tune in to see how that goes. But thank you guys for tuning in and listening. Like, subscribe, comment, repost, do all that, whatever whatever it takes to show support. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. And don't forget to mention it all again, and we'll see you next week.
See you then. Love ya.